I'm going to have to do this in multiple sets here, but I got to stretch out a little bit first. And then I got to figure out how exactly I'm going to have to turn off my filters on my camera so you guys can actually see what's going on. And then I actually have to turn my camera all the way around and hope it doesn't, fall off my monitor. So we can at least start doing some of this stuff. Belair asking why push-ups? Am I buffing up for the misses? Well, I mean, that's certainly an added benefit. I'm doing it for me. She's certainly going to reap the benefits to some degree of that. I mean, she loves me for who I am, but if I can't, she also sort of, the running theme of our relationship is she's sort of always challenging me to be a better version of myself, which any good partner should do, and it's one of the many reasons why I love her. But yeah, this was, something I wanted to do, and for me as much as it is for her. So all right, so let's see what we need to do here. First things first, I guess I have to go. All right, so bear with me for a second. We're gonna pop. Nope. I forgot I didn't set up an audio capture on that one either. All right, hang on a second. All right, so now at least you should be able to hear me while I'm configuring all of this stuff. Filters. I have to turn that off so now you can see. Okay, so now you got the full background. Just a wall behind me. Nothing exciting going on back there. All right, and now just for reference, let's see how we do. You're going to get to see my office, by the way. So this is my very messy office. We'll give you the quick 5-second tour. Yeah, I've got my trophies and stuff over there, some posters, lots of Star Wars cards that I need to sort so I can sell. And I think what I need to do is about there. That's about as far as it's going to go. All right, so we're going to go that way. And we're going to go try and knock out about 29 push-ups. Be right back. Ooh. Yeah, that was a bit rough. That was 30, by the way, for those of you not counting at home. Ooh. There you go. You know the heavy breathing? Okay. You only counted 14, then you were counting wrong. Just be glad I wasn't facing the other way. You're just going to stare at my ass for about 30 seconds. That's on a different channel. 0 for bad form. My form is outstanding. Whew. All right. We'll just leave that like that for now. We're going to need to catch my breath for a second here and recuperate a little bit before we move on to set number 2. I was dipping toward the end. All right, maybe the last one or two might have been a little shaky. It's been a little while since I've been able to do, or since I've tried to do 30 in a set, so. I do have a couple of solos left to run though, don't I? I need 5, basically. And then a couple of kills. Okay. 5. What solos do I need materials for? Let's go look at that first. I can do a bunch of those. Lightning Hawk asking what a shipyard armada is. Those are the ones in the Monavine space. Oh, I got plenty of Dominion solos. I'll just go do a bunch of those. That's fine. The shipyard armadas are tied to the Monavine. They require these special shipyard directives. When you blow them up, you get these shipyard credits, which you turn in your Monavine refinery, and they will give you additional rewards based on your tier and ops level. I currently get G5 materials, which is another nice little benefit of trying to pick up some G5 uncommons and stuff for building upgrades. Having your Monavine could, if you have it and have it tiered up a little bit, could also be beneficial to players trying to move through that transition from 49 to 52. Yeah, I did those yesterday for my solos. Yeah, this will work fine. Let's just go here. Let's just go here. How am I doing for 56? What do I need? 14,000 rare ore. I have all the faction credits and rep needed, so I can get my Sanctus as soon as I get there. And I have all of my prerequisites done for 55. But I still need, obviously, a bunch for the operations building, as well as 2 levels over here of the shuttle bay. And then I'm going to need, obviously, the R&D, the academy, and then the shipyard itself. So, yeah, it's something stupid like 14,000 rare ore that I need. So, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit to get that. K9, that's another piece of content not scaled to G6. Not surprising that it probably didn't get upgraded the way it needs to be yet. I guess they figured that for now, G6 is basically just a pay-to-play feature. And, you know, until the free-to-play players catch up to everybody else there, or the exclusivity period kind of wears itself out after about 6 months, there's no need for them to make any adjustments. So I got 85 left. Ace, you said I could knock the next set down to 25. But then I'll still have 25 times 3 would be 75. I'd still have 10 left over at the end. I wanted to try and do it in 4 sets, not 5, if I could. Hypodermics. Get data to tier 3 or get 100 Neelix shards and be 50 short for the next tier of Neelix. I would take data to tier 3 given that option. Well, it's tempting to have Neelix closer. We don't know if and when you're going to have another opportunity to. So I would take the guaranteed benefit and go for data. Deathkill, you need 5,000 or to go up to 56 as well. Yep. How's your shuttle bay? Is your shuttle bay at 55? Because otherwise, you're going to need a big chunk of it there too. But all right, let's do one more set. Ooh, there's 28 more. All right, so there's 58. What am I down to? 57 to go. So if I do 20, I gotta do 28 and 29. Okay. You're not counting the last one, Jay? Okay. Tie goes to the runner, right? Tie goes to the runner. Oh, nice. Didn't even notice. While I was busy doing all those, somebody popped me with their Titan. Just do 29 and 29? All right. That'll make up for that last one that you were giving me credit for, but I didn't really do. Probably going to be a little sore tomorrow. Recovery drinks, while they're wonderful, and amino acids and all that kind of stuff does help. I'm hearing a lot of people talk about the benefits at post workout of chocolate milk. Some weird combination where between the protein in the milk and the sugar in the chocolate syrup kind of gets the protein to where it's supposed to be a little easier, and it helps with recovery better. I don't know exactly the science behind it. You can go look it up yourself and Google it all up. But I will say, I do feel like I've had better success with that. Less soreness, less fatigue, less even that 2 day lag that you get after working out sometimes, where you feel good the next day, but then everything hurts 2 days later. I haven't had to deal with too much of that because of the chocolate milk. And I'm using Lactaid because lactose is not my friend. But something else to keep in mind. If you're anybody starting any New Year's exercise, feel better, uh, resolutions. See, I can't even think of words right now. I'm out of breath. Whew. Try Fairlife instead of Lactaid. I've had Fairlife before. It's good. It's not as readily available in my local supermarkets. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. Sometimes there's just an empty spot on the shelf where it's supposed to be. While we're taking a minute, and I'm catching my breath and recovering and trying to think of words, did any of you guys make New Year's resolutions? Just curious to know if you feel like sharing any of them. Not going postal at your job absolutely counts, Ace. That is absolutely a good thing to try really hard or make a plan or a strategy to avoid doing. 1000%. Perhaps you could also make a resolution to find a different job that you enjoy more. Legend of Jane has no resolutions, just trying to get through the quarter. Okay. Now, are you in one of those particular fields that, like, the first quarter is rough for you compared to the rest of the year? I know certain, like, financial uh, businesses and things like that, because it's the end of the fiscal year and there's tax filings and stuff that are all due by April. It can be very stressful for this time of year for a couple of industries. Me, not so much. Our busy time is usually the summer. A fellow manager asked what he should do with mail that got returned for lack of postage. And he's the mail records guy. What should he do with it? He should throw it out, because clearly it's not something that you ever have to know what to do with. Just get rid of it. It's okay. Just pretend like it never happened and you can say it got lost in the mail. Nobody has to know that it got returned. You'll be like, we sent it out. Here's the receipt. I can show you we sent it. I don't know what happened to it. Not looking forward to taxes, work, and school stuff, and a slew of birthdays, all littered between Halloween and St. Patrick's Day. Well, yes, yes. You do the math and you count backwards 9 months and you start thinking, all right, all them Halloween babies were Valentine's Day babies, and all those, you know, St. Patrick's Day kids and all that kind of stuff were all end of the summer Labor Day babies, or, 4th of July babies, right? Yeah, definitely a big time of year when you follow certain very specific holidays. So I get it. We have a nice little cluster of birthdays in our family, all in the June July time frame. Belair's wondering what 53 uncommon ship do I like and why. Um, Corvus or Vorcha are fine. Northcut I'm just not a fan of. Um, Mostly because one, you need Federation faction credits for all these gosh darn Federation officers they keep putting in the game. And two, it just sort of feels like it's an interceptor, so you're going to be competing with your Talios for interceptor parts, and you're going to have two interceptors. I mean, my Talios is 130 million. Like, do I need an interceptor? A tier 4 is about the same. So it means I got to get it to tier 5, tier 6 to actually be better than my Talios. Doesn't really seem worth it to me. So Corvus or Vorcha are probably a coin flip. You could make the argument the Vorcha is better because Battleship Strike Team is better than Explorer Strike Team. Although none of it really matters now with Carol Freeman, but that could be the tiebreaker, if you will. With the Borg Cube now, might be the Corvus as the better of the... the Borg Cube. The Borg Cube is so far down the road. You could argue that the Monavine is just as good as, if it's going to scale up the way the Talios does, and Voyager's going to scale up the way, the Talios does, well then, do you really need any of them? Just keep working on your specialty ships and you can skip the uncommons. You'll be fine. I just did it at 42 on my free-to-play account. Skipped right over the Valdor. It's like, I don't need this stupid ship. It's fine. Yeah, Rom Klingon is exactly what I did too. It was like, there's so many Federation officers, I don't want to have to start devoting big chunks of faction credits to promoting them and working on ship blueprints and stuff at the same time. So, yep. Lloyd's got a question. You have 107,000 event store loot left, a tier 4 Neelix, and a tier 3 data. You don't have enough to get the officers to the next tier, so should you put the rest into the Monavine? You mean like buying parts for the Monavine to upgrade it? Or do you have blueprints that you still need to do to source the Monavine? Because if it's blueprint sourcing, then yes, all day. If it's getting parts for the ship, that's a valid use for the extra materials. I don't know if it's, I don't know why I've got the extra targeting there too. Yeah, if it's blueprints, because you don't have blueprints for it, I would take the blueprints. Get as many of those as you can. you know, maybe your alliance gets a territory that's got it someday, and you're got a nice big head start, and it'll save you 5 or 6 weeks. Because the most you can get per week is 18. If it's the single pull of the Monavine is 10. See if mine is available. Territory. Yeah. So you have options here. The single pull is 10 blueprints. The double pull is 18 blueprints. So the most you can get in 1 week is 18, which I'm very disappointed about because my free-to-play account, thanks to the event, the random Dabo pulls we just had, and the event store, needs 19 to tier up to actually unlock the stupid thing. It was like, of course I'm going to get 19, right? I'm going to need 19. So that means my alliance has to get territory for 2 weeks, or I have to swap alliances, which is what I most likely am going to probably just hop back and forth between. Use it to grab Monavine blueprints and see what happens from there. And that's the worst too, because you can't get one. So I basically have to do 10 and 10, and then I'll have an extra one. It's still going to take 2 weeks. But it's always possible, you know, if you get a bunch this time around, maybe you get some through territory. If you don't, maybe it's available in a future event store and you can get the rest then. So it's a wonderful ship. The refinery is outstanding for sourcing materials. Definitely makes your life easier. It's the most passive grinding you can do because the hostiles attack you. You don't even have to, you just go to bed. Just park your Monavine with your crew on it, your loot crew, you know, doctor below deck, and your Strange New Worlds guys, and 5 of 11 maybe as the third officer, or Lorca with Hugh or somebody like that, and just go park it AFK overnight and wake up, you find your ship destroyed, and you've got a whole bunch of loot. All right, 29 more to go. 29 more for set number 3. Let's do it. You can at 15? Yeah, but that's in European standards, so multiply by 1.5, and you get the American version. Whew. I make it to set number 4. That's a good question. One more set to go, folks. One more. 29 down, 28 left. One down and one up? No. Will push-ups be a channel redeem going forward? Maybe like a bit redeem, right? That's my chicken dance right there. Jeff being Ops 35, not able to do solos to point total. Yeah, definitely unattainable if you can't do solos. I mean, you should have access to them yet, but if you don't have the ships to actually go do Bajoran or Borg solos, or not enough, because it's like 21 uncommons you have to do to finish it. Very unattainable, and like we pointed out earlier when we went through what the rewards and stuff are, people who do all this grinding, when they get and see what they're possibly going to get for it, are probably not going to be happy. They're like, I did 70 Armadas, and this is all I get is like 10 stupid Dabo wheel pulls. F you, Scopely. Probably going to hear more than a few people say that. Woohoo, yay, we're done. But I'll take it. Get it done. Get her done. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm probably just doing it for the rare for the rare ore possibility. How many ore bundles can I buy? And do they have rare materials in them? That's really the only hope I'm going for there. Even if it's uncommon, I guess I'll take that too, because I'm sure I'll need tens of thousands of that at some point as well. What are these wheel pulls? I still have the video up? No, I closed it. So let's go history. So this was the video I did. I'll put the link in the chat. If any of you want to watch the full video, this was the events last summer when we were doing them. Do I actually claim a prize or anything? No. Okay, so it starts about here. So you got your little mini event store. Each event store, there were 5 options to choose from. They're all little bundles. You've got your choices of territory, away team stuff, or your traditional, crystal gas kind of stuff with that, dilithium or par steel or whatever mixed in. And a chance at 1 of 4 officer shards. If you don't get an officer shard, you get latinum instead. And those were the officers last time around. It was Hemmer, Odo, Strange New Worlds La'an, and Harry Kim were your 4 to choose from. Or your 4 to randomly have a chance at getting. And I assume it'll be pretty similar mechanics, because again, why design something new when you can just copy paste? They might just change what officers are in it, but I'm sure the payouts and all the other stuff will be pretty similar. So let's see if I go through this, scrolling through. All right, so there is some guaranteed, yes, 5-star rare ore available. Now, I don't remember let's go back. What ops level was I then? No, that's the wrong account. Was I really doing this on I was looking at this on my 118 account? Oh, that stinks. That was only 39. I didn't look at this on my main account. Nope, I guess I didn't. Alright, I wanted to see if there was 5-star. Well, I think I did just... Yeah, I mean, obviously it had 3-star rare ore when I was 39, so hopefully there's 5-star rare ore on my main account. Because it looks like I did it, everything I did in the video must have been on my 39 free-to-play account, because I'd probably already done the event for the day on my main account at that time. But, alright, good to know. Is the event store up yet? No. It'll start tomorrow. The ticket events will roll out tomorrow. The event store will roll out tomorrow. So you'll have the options to see what everything is then. And what the prizes are that you've actually been trying to kill yourself doing all this stuff for. I don't even know how many of these stupid things I have. Where are they? Are they in? They're probably in others. I've got 17 of the ticket type things, and I've got 5,200 credits. So if it's 100 credits per Dabo wheel, I can do 50 pulls, even if I only get 10 rare ore per pull. That's still 500 ore. I will absolutely take that all day. But speaking of event stores, I'm going to take a quick second here. I'm going to get up and catch my breath and grab a refill on my beverage. And then we're going to talk about the event store. Actually, I'm going to come back. I'm going to do that last set. And then we're going to talk about the event store. Making sure, because you only have a few hours left to go here. 16 hours to go to use up your currency, including any extra currency that you just got yesterday or today from extra events. So hold that thought. Be right back. And we're going to do 28 more push-ups and be done with our challenge and go from there. Hoy. Oh my. We did it, folks. We did it. 115 push-ups completed. My wife was just yelling at me, I thought you weren't going to do them all at once. I said, yeah, not all in one set. She's like, no, I meant all in one night. I have to drive her to the airport tomorrow. And she's like, how are you going to hold the steering wheel if you can't lift your arms? Well, that's a valid point, dear. That's a valid point. Because I'm going to use my Captain America mug. And I'm going to drink my chocolate milk so I won't be sore tomorrow. Still, you counted 6, huh? Typical. Hater. Not how many you did, Stewie. How many I just did. No. Thank you all, obviously, for being here and continuing to support the channel and, and in a way, supporting me and my efforts in life. Do I have a daily limit I just set throughout? I mean, obviously, I'm just going to try. I mean, I'm probably not, I'm done for today. I'm probably not going to do any tomorrow. But obviously, my goals, tomorrow might be a leg day. No, but my goals are to obviously get working out again, try and get some of that stamina back so I'm not this red in the face after doing 25, 30 push-ups. See if I can't keep pushing the limits, push that better. Just get my body working better than it has been and kind of more in line with how it used to be. I'm on the other side of, 40 by a couple years now. And, you got to start playing some offense and making sure you keep things going for the long haul. So, and then when February rolls around, we're going to have another event like this where I'm going to be probably going to have that one I might have to split up. Let's see how high that total gets, but if it gets to be like 200, maybe I can knock out a couple sets of like 40 or 45 by then if I keep pushing myself and getting my lung capacity back and all those other things. Maybe drop 5 or 10 pounds along the way, make them a little easier.